Kunter Sachen on Kama Prakim. An afterthought on Kama Prakim. You'll see that the end of Kunter Sachen is actually letters also. The beginning is like a Kunter Sachen. But from David's Midas, and for sure if it's stuck again Achaleson, is letters. So it's not so simple to understand what is included in Kunter Sachen and what is included in Geras HaKodesh. I saw someplace that in the first print, the Kunter Sachen was part of a Geras HaKodesh. It wasn't separate upon him or whatever, one of the prints. Kunter Sachen is Pashat B'Pashat, it's notes. Alter Rebbe was a Goan Notzum, it goes without saying. And when Alter Rebbe prepared the Tanya is based on Yossi and Kabbalah and Arizal. And he came across Stidus and Kashas. And in writing the Sefer Tanya Kedish, the Alter Rebbe had to resolve a lot of Stidus and Yitzchayim's and Stidus between Zoyars and Yitzchayim's. So he wrote for himself notes. Some of those notes are in the Tanya itself, they're called the Hagos. No, the Hagos and Tanya Alter Rebbe's. The longer notes, he didn't include in the Tanya, he kept it. So when the Bnei Agon HaMachabed, Alter Rebbe's children, decided to reprint the Tanya and include all of his Ksavim that they found, Bilsheinei Mamish, you have to understand that Alter Rebbe did not write much Chasidus. He wrote Nigle, but Chasidus he used to speak. So that he wrote Shulchan Aruch, you know that? Sure, yeah, sure. Oh, sure. And Charles Chuvas. Sure, of course. So when they decided to print whatever they could find, B'Lashon Admor Ba'atzmai. In Teira area, you have a little bit also B'Lashon Admor Ba'atzmai. But everything they found, letters and notes, they printed these notes as well. The problem with these notes are that they're very, 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 like, what's the connection? This note is the Tanya Perek Mem. The first three notes, B'chlal, it seems, are the Tanya Perek Mem. The first note talks about the Maila of Maise. What is the difference doing a mitzvah only with Kavan and doing a mitzvah with Maise? Now there's two things we should say by way of introduction. The first thing we should say by introduction is the Bavusta Vart that you all know, that when it comes to Yiddishkeit, there's an inyan called Parcha Li'ela. It's mentioned Taket Tanya Perek Mem, Lamites Mem. Parcha Li'ela means that the mitzvah that you should do should ascend. You do mitzvah, they shouldn't stay here. The wings that affect Parcha Li'ela are the Kavanah, the Avas Shem Yiras Hashem. Depending on the nature of the Kavanah, it either goes to Atzilus if the Kavanah was Merkava, to Bria if the Kavanah was called Dechilu Rechimu Sichliim, to Yetzira if it was Dechilu Rechimu Tivim. There's a Agos of Perek Mem that goes up to the Sfiras of Asiyah, and the Mashma says if you do the mitzvah at Tmimus, the Kabbalah says. If you do mitzvah without a Kavanah, it doesn't go up. It stays here. But there's Madreges in not going up. There's sort of a little bit up, not completely up. So there's two issues. The first issue is the issue of Parcha Le'ela. Is it ascending or not? They could stay in this world. They could rise up to what's called the Echol Levushin, which is the Chitzenius Elamus. And they could rise up to the Esesphiras, to the Pnimius of the Elamus. That's one issue. And the second issue is what's the difference between just having a Kavanah versus having a Kavanah with an Asiyah. And here the Alter Rebbe is going to tell you the difference. When you do a mitzvah only with a Kavanah, it's Parcha Le'ela. And if it's an ideal Kavanah, if it's a highest madrega of Kavanah, it's Parcha Le'ela till the Sfiras. But it does not come back down. There's no Amshacha. And the Kavanah is not that it should just be Parcha, it should go up, but that it should go up and come back down. You follow? You're misboinin in the inyan of tefillin, but you don't put them on. You're misboinin in the inyan of mezuzah. You don't put up mezuzah. I'm sorry. The dikir is the eid of the neshama goes up to that madrege, and it's makabel the eid of those mitzvahs that are performed in Gan Eden. And also, it's the beater of the mitzvah. It's the ascent. The mitzvah has to go up. Mitzvah becomes eidele when it rises up. You don't want it to stay in Elam Haz. But Amais Alter Rebbe walked into a shul in Germany, and he said, "I cannot stand in this room. The room is full of atheists of Torah and Tefillah." So the German Jew said, "Thank you for the compliment." So there wasn't a compliment. Says, a Yid is supposed to do mitzvahs, and they're supposed to leave this world. They're supposed to be Parcha Le'ela. But since you have mitzvahs kalter hate, there's no Avas Hashem, no Yirah Hashem. It's cold, clinical mitzvahs. So it's stuck in Asiyah, it's not going anywhere. But the Vart is, if you only have Kavanah, it only goes up, it doesn't come back down. And the Kavanah is, there should be a Hamshacha. And that's why you have to have Asiyah as well. Where he talks about the idea of Parcha Le'ela. In the beginning of Perek Mem, there's a Hagor. And that Agah, I believe, is really connected to this, Ariches. This is Malaf. This Agah right here. This Agah is connected to this. He says, Lahavin to understand, one reads the stories in the Torah, he's connected to the Eibishter's Chachma. And of course, Keri Maises could be B'dibur and could be only B'machshava. And he means Taka Keri Maises only B'machshava, not B'dibur. And of course, the question is, when you read the stories in the Torah, you don't understand the Soid, you understand the Pshat, and the Pshat is a Stama Mais. So he says like this. That means the Shara Kavanis in the Arizal, Daf Zayin Amad Beis. Kumesha Adam Eisek Lamata. Whatever a person is involved with down here, Kach the Yukon, Adam Elyon Lamayla B'cholu, it creates a likeness of Adam Elyon on high. I'll explain to you in a moment what this means. The same is true, Behir Be'esis Aksuvitz. If you imagine the written letters and don't say them. So when you read Torah with your eyes and not with your lips, you don't say it. Or you read the words, but you don't say it. So it's not a Maisa, because a Kima Svaz have a Maisa. The utterance of the lips is called a deed. So you have the Kavona of Torah, but you don't have the Maisa of Torah. So it goes up to the Yukon of the Me'elin Lamayla. The Yukon of the Me'elin Lamayla means very simple. Every human being down here is imprinted Lamayla, another Me'elin. But the imprint of your Neshama specifically, Lamayla, is Chitzonius compared to other Me'elin itself. Right? Your source, Lamayla, of you specifically, it's taka higher than you down here, but it's your specific source. So it's Lamayla, but it's not Mamish Alakus, not other Me'elin, it's your particular other Me'elin. So you do have a Kavanah. Without a Maisa, it goes up to your Dukan Lamayla, to your likeness above, to your spiritual source, but not to the Esesfiras. Avala Dibur, when you speak with Kavanah, Yeshleima de Bekeh, Vesalak Latzilas Mamish, it ascends to the Sfiras of Atzilas Mamish, or Lebriya, to the world of Briya, Bedechilu Ruchimu Sichliim, when your Avaz Hashem and Yiras Hashem comes from your intellect, or the Yitzira, Bedechilu Ruchimu Tivim, or to Yitzira through Avaz Hashem and Yiras Hashem, which is natural. Okay, Ubemikra, and you read Torah Shebeksav, Solak Me'elam Hazeh, Liutzfiras Dasiya. It goes only to the 10 Sfiras of Asiya. In other words, when you learn Torah without a Kavanah, just without the Kavanah of Seichel and Midah, just with the Kavanah of reading the words, it goes to Sfiras of Asiya. Mishum Debaka Avina B'chol, it breaks through all the atmospheres. But the key is it's the combination of two things. You're speaking the words and you're having the Kavanah. When you speak the words and have the Kavanah, it's Parchalel till the Esesfiras. Masha'in can be heated as opposed to when you think alone. Like he started off, Hakere, Bisipuri Mai, just means in thought. Says the Rebbe, it's Ella HaDiyukan. It only goes to your Diyukan. What does that mean? It goes up to the Sheresh of your Neshama. So immediately we've established two qualitative Madreges in Parchal Yela. There's a Parchal Yela to the Esesfiras, which requires a Maisa with a Kavanah. And there's a Parchal Yela to the Diyukan, which requires Parchal Yela, but it doesn't go up to, which is only Machshav alone, which is Parchal Yela to the Esesfiras, to your Sheresh Laman, not the Esesfiras. I'm sorry. Baruch, right? Baruch Shagavayvish. No. Kavanah means the neshama of the mitzvah, the warmth, the joy of the mitzvah. So you're enjoying the story, you're enjoying the fact that it's Eibish's Torah, but you're not reading it, B'dibur.
So the highest level when you read it and you understand it.
When you read it B'dibur and understand it, right.
Understand the meaning by Dabra,
you understand what the words mean, and if you have a kavanah, then it's Teras Teshal HaKadosh Baruch. Baruch HaBatei Tchila. Umashkosa B'zerech Elagim L'Kufhei, says the Alter Rebbe have a kasha. It says in Zoyar, different than what it says in the Kavanas. We just read the Kavanas Arizal. It says that Kavanah alone is Parcha, and the Zoyar says different. What does it say in Kavanah? The hero loyavad midi v'choli. Thinking does not accomplish anything. V'afhainu afilu l'tav. Even if you think good thoughts, nothing is accomplished. Ayin shamu v'daf lamed alfam beis. So the Alter Rebbe is like Akasha. You just told me that Maisa with Kavanah goes up to the Esesfiras. Kavanah without Maisa goes up to the Yukon of the Me'elyin, and the Zoyar says it doesn't accomplish anything. Alter Rebbe says, Yeshleima, the answer is as follows. The Hainu lis ara le'ela, that it should arouse above. The Zoyar is not saying it doesn't go up, because there is no contradiction in the Zoyar and that Arizal. He says it goes up, it goes up. No, but then, when it goes up only to the Yukon of the Me'elyin, and more importantly, nothing comes down. And when the Zoyar says le'avid midi, means nothing comes down from it. Verstehst? The taka goes up, but it doesn't come down. Rak machshavtei nishar hasham. Your thought remains up there. U'meisif hasham gadol b'teisefes. It had extra light with abundance. Okay? V'rivoy ha'er ba'atzilus. And the extra light which we create in Atzilus. Ayadei mikro mitzvahs maisis. Which is a combination of reading and doing practical mitzvahs. Shabasi in this world. So I'll tell you that in that case, the primary unity happens stuck in Atzilus. However, the Pedas come back down into this world, because some of that light comes down into this world. I'll tell you says in the Kedesh Tezayin, I think, that now you can only bring down the Mamala Kalam. The Sefer Kalam will be less loving, but it's Ayadei Adibun Omais. It's only through the speech and deed. So when you do a mitzvah b'maisa with kavana, it goes up to Ezesfiras and it comes back down. When you have a machshava alone, it stays up there and doesn't come back down. If you have only thought, nothing comes back down. So the Zayah says nothing is accomplished with machshava alone. It doesn't mean nothing. It means nothing in the terms of amshacha, but in terms of Allah, it accomplishes a lot. Okay? A person does not fulfill his obligation. When the Shama comes down into this world, Rak only laham shecher to bring the lights down. To bring down light. To bring up from the bottom to the top is not yet the kavana, and this is achieved. Which means kavana. To bring back down the ikir is the mais, and the kavana becomes secondary. But to raise up, the ikir is the machshava, which means the kavana. If you have no kavanah at all, no avos Hashem, and Yiras Hashem doesn't go up. So when you do a mitzvah without kavanah, it remains in this world. We do a mitzvah with kavanah, it goes up to the Esesfiras and it comes back down. You do the kavanah alone, it goes up to the Rekiyim, it goes up, Bakar Rekiyim, it goes up to the Yukna, but it doesn't go up to the Esesfiras. A good thought has to be connected to Maisa, not to come back down. Okay? But there is in Eitz Chaim that when you do a mitzvah without kavanah, it also goes up, it breaks through the heavens. Says the Alter Rebbe, with no kavanah of Yiras Hashem. Says the Alter Rebbe, it's certainly so from Dvarim B'Teilim. When you speak stupid words, they also go up. Says the Alter Rebbe, the bracket says the Gamsham Yet the Taiva. In the Haggah, he's slugging up the Pnim. The Pnim is trying to say that Dvarim B'Teilim goes up without kavanah. Alter Rebbe says, some Tzaddik says that Dvarim B'Teilim has a kavanah. But anyway, so if Dvarim B'Teilim go up, for sure, a mitzvah without kavanah goes up. The Midateva Meruba, good is better than bad. And it says, when you do a mitzvah without any kavanah, it goes up to the Rekiyim, but it doesn't go up to the Esesfiras. It goes up to the chambers and to the houses, but not to the body of Adam Eli, which is the 10 spheres. Kalim, V'koshkim, and then for sure not to the 8 of the 10 spheres. I feel about them, that's even of Asiyah. Shem Yutzvir says the Kalim, which also has 10 spheres there in Kalim. So in order, if you do a mitzvah, it's Takabaka Rekiyim, but it goes up only to the Echolos.
Naran is Kalim?
Huh?
Naran is Kalim?
Naran is Eir. Kalim is called Guf.
You translate Naran as something else.
The Eiris.
Esesfiras.
The Eiris is the Esesfiras.
Oh, okay.
Guf is the Kalim with the Esesfiras. They're both Esesfiras. So when you do a mitzvah kavanah, it's Bakar Rekiyim, it goes up to the Echolos. Kavanah alone goes up to the Yukna, the Meli, doesn't go up to the Esesfiras, doesn't come back down. Kavanah with Maitze goes up to the Esesfiras and it comes back down. That's the Pshat Nezeh, the Dechilu Rechima. You have no Avos Hashem, Yiras Hashem, L'Yachlu, Salka, can't ascend. Or L'Meikim Kadosh, the Hashem Davka can't stand in front of the Eibishter Davka. What does this mean? Kadam Avaya Davka it can't stand. But if you have a Maisa without a Kavanah, at least it goes up to the Hechos and to the Batim, which doesn't go into the Esesfiras. So you really have basically 3 inyanim. Correct? To do a mitzvah properly means a Maisa with a Kavanah goes up and it comes back down. Up to Esesfiras, it comes back down. Kavanah alone goes up to the Dukan on the Malian, and Maisa alone goes only up to the Hicholis. And I'm not sure about the idea of it coming back down. Okay?
For the Kabbalists, can you tell us the location?
Of what?
Of the Yukna and Rekiyim?
I figured that the Yukan on the Malian is in the Malchus of Esesfiras. And Esesfiras is all Esesfiras. That's my figure, that's my guess.
As opposed to?
the Esesphiris themselves. Or it's like they were covered, the Knesset Yisrael. The idea that the Tzur of Yankov Avinu, Chokok Tachat Kisi HaKover, that's the Yukon of Yankov Avinu. It's beneath Adam HaElyon. V'tachas Raglav is this. It's close but not mamish. Rikim is Echol, it's the Chitenius. Every world, the center of a world is like the center of a person, the brain and the heart. The brain and the heart has the 10 spheres. The rest of the body is Echol at the bottom. So, mitzvahs with Kavanah go into the brain and the heart of a world, the Beis HaMikdash. And with only Kavanah they go into the Echol, so with no Kavanah they go into the Echol, they don't go into the Esses spheres. A Kavanah without a Maaseh goes to the Diyukar, which I think is probably Malchus. But I'm not sure. Okay? So far so good?